We are live in 3, 2, 1. We are live. Hello everyone and welcome to Pixel Stabbers. Today we got another great episode lined up for you guys. Of course, we got Jeremy in the house as a resident Pixel Stabbers staff, but we also have another guest that's also frequently visit the channel. Meet Ken L. Ken L, say hi.
Hi.
There we go. So Jeremy, kick us off. What are we talking about today?
Wait, hold on. That's not the script. You said you kicking it off. Why am I kicking it off?
There is no script.
Under the bus, man.
There is no script. There is no script. Wait, am I too loud? There is no script. So today, since Jeremy is not going to introduce it, you want to introduce it? All right.
I can do it. So, what are we talking about today, by the way?
Cameras?
We are talking about Canon.
No!
No, we're not.
You guys, you're killing me.
Look, this would be stupid. We invited a ex-photographer, and we're gonna talk about Canon. What are you thinking, Diddy? What are you thinking? Why would you do something like that?
Look what's on the screen. Fujifilm. We're talking
Oh.
Fujifilm.
Damn. Okay. Yeah.
So what
My
about-
glass. I need some glasses. I need double glasses.
Yeah,
It was red there, man. You know how Canon had the red thing too, so I was mistaken.
Ah, the little red.
bad.
Yeah,
Like
that's
a red-
definitely a
red-
Canon thing. Because Fuji copied Canon, that's probably why. Because Canon came first. That's why you were thinking Canon.
Wait, hold on. Did Fujifilm come first or Canon come first?
Oh shoot. Well,
That's a good debate right there.
I know the answer to that. Fuji came first because they are the pioneer in film. Canon wasn't even around. I just shot myself in the foot.
You did. You sure did. Anyway.
All right. So,
All
are you gonna
things
kick it off
aside-
or not, Jeremy?
Yes, we are. So today we have the amazing, fabulous, still single and handsome, Kenel, Fuji ex-photographer again, to help us out to solve this mystery. A lot of people are asking, so now the XT4 come out, but XT3 still good. Should we get it? Should we not get it? Should we get it? Should we not get it? So today, this guy will let us know, should we get it or should we not get it? Cool?
Yeah, that's good.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I mean, because XT4 came out, the XT3 now is just crap, right?
Price dropping. No.
It dropped down in price a lot, so that's one thing. But
Yeah.
we have a nice little presentation here, so we'll just go through it really quick so you guys can see. We're gonna pick up on the 10 differences between the
we
XT3
don't want to, I mean,
and the
obviously
XT4.
there's a lot of differences, but we're not going to go over everything. So 10 is the magic number.
Yes, the
Wait,
10 main differences. Of course, if money is not an object at all,
Money is an object.
then XT4. XT4 all the way. But because everyone is concerned about money, and then if you decide, should I upgrade if I have an XT3, or if I'm just getting into photography, should I get XT4 or XT3? But we don't know because it depends on the purpose of your camera that you're going to use it for, and it depends on your budget. So that's why these are the 10 differences that hopefully will help you decide on which one to get, especially with inputs from Jeremy, ex-photographer, as well as Ken L, another ex-photographer that has both of these cameras in his hands
You know
right
what? When
now
you say it like
during our
that,
stream.
I feel like I used to be a photographer and now I'm not a photographer. So like I'm an
What?
ex-photographer.
These are ex-photographers. That's what I thought when I heard the ex-photographer term. Ex-photographer is a prestigious branding for camera ambassador from Fuji Films. I don't know why they're called ex-photographers, but that's what they are. It's a prestigious name, guys. And they are currently photographers.
Because Fujifilm announced the camera as an X series, so
Yes.
that's why they call it X.
Oh yeah, even GFX have X. So both they have X series and GFX. So it's X,
And-
X, X.
X.
So it should be double X photographers, right?
Or
XX
triple X.
photographers.
No, you should be a triple X photographer, Jeremy.
No, I
Because
don't
you got
have the
the
body for it.
GFX, the X series, and the X mount. All right. So first off, let's talk about what are the similarities, right? So the XT3
Yeah.
and XT4 actually has a lot of similarities. So if you're aiming for something on a budget, and if all these ticks your box, then XT3 is all you need. Both of them have a 26.1 megapixel APS-C X-Trans CMOS sensor, really good sensor. They use the X processor, 4 image engine. They have really good ISO from 160 all the way to 12,800 native ISO, and it can be pushed even higher. You got 4K recording in 60 frames per second in both these cameras. You got up to 30 frames per second on burst shooting with the electronic shutter. And now, because both of these cameras have both an electric shutter as well as a mechanical shutter, check this out. Mechanical shutter, they can do 1/8,000th of a second shutter speed, maximum speed. But if you go to the electronic shutter, both of them can do 1/32,000th of a second. That is insane.
When do you ever use something like that?
I've never used it, but if you're outdoor, you're shooting with wide open aperture, you need to kill the light, but still have your super big aperture, that can be your ticket right there. They both got the minimum shutter speed of 15 minutes. If you ever want to capture that super slow motion, I guess not even waterfall, but maybe like astrology or something, where you need like the shutter open for 15 minutes. That's insane. They both got EVFs, which has tons of pixels, 3.68 million dots at 100 frames per second refresh rate. Absolutely gorgeous EVF. They both are weather sealing. They both have weather sealing, so workhorse for rugged environment. They both have dual SD cards, which is amazingly necessary for any event or professional photographer, because every picture matters and you don't want to be stuck with a bad memory card. Both have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Both have a USB Type-C port for charging and power delivery. Now, is that true? They both have USB Type-C ports?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes, both of them.
Oh, wow.
Here.
Even the XT3?
Yes.
Oh,
XT3
XT3 is not that old, dude.
it's not. When did XT3 come out? Is that 2018?
2 years ago.
2017.
Oh, 17.
Like,
So,
Almost 2.5
is,
years.
yep.
is
Out of
it?
focus. Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay, I did
Yeah.
not believe that, to be honest. I didn't believe it. I
Well,
didn't
seeing
believe it.
is believing.
But that's why we got Ken, who actually has the two cameras, so he cannot lie, and Jeremy also a triple X photographer.
Are you calling me a liar?
No, I'm calling you an
I
X
feel like you
photographer.
just call me a liar.
No, I didn't say that. I said,
Dare you?
I said no. I said we can't. Jeremy's not lying because Ken proved it. Anyway, let's talk about
So
the differences.
wait, hold on. You're still calling me a liar by that?
No, I said you cannot be lying because Ken proved you accurate.
So this statement I put out is not trustworthy enough for you. You have to see the actual little tiny dot on the camera.
I had my doubts. Maybe it was a typo.
So you're
Jeremy.
doubting me now.
I was just curious. I didn't know USB Type C
You know
had
what?
it.
Stop. Our friend should just take out 1%. That's good.
All right, we're still at 99%. We're still good. All right, so these were the similarities between these two cameras. So if all these ticks your box, then just get the XT3 and save a lot of money. But if you're looking for the differences to see if the XT4 is a worthwhile upgrade or purchase over the XT3, let's go down the list. So Jeremy, why don't you kick us off with point number 1?
So the number one and also the most important update and upgrade from XT4 to XT3 is the 5 pixel image stabilization. Right, Ken?
Yep.
I believe the XT series don't have that. Only, what's the other one?
XH1.
XH1.
XX1 had that stabilization, and XT1, 2, 3 don't have stabilization until XT4, which introduced. But it's a they don't just copy the old one to the XT4. This is like a brand new one, right, that they made.
Yeah, it is a redesigned one. It's 30% smaller than the previous XH1. Yeah.
And it's better
And then-
too, right? It has better stops, 6.5 stops versus the one in the XH1, which is not exactly as good. Correct, Ken?
Well, the XH1 with some of the compatible lens, they can up to 6 stop. But inside the XT4 with some of the compatible lens, they can go up to 6.5, a half stop better.
Okay. So it's an improved in-body image stabilization.
Wait, so according to this statement here, okay, now I'm not sure about this one, I just kind of read it. So there's like 29 different Fuji lenses, 18 of them will work with this stabilization and has 6.5 stop, right?
Exactly.
And if there's actually not much aftermarket lens that Fuji can use, so it doesn't really matter. I was
Exactly.
thinking about it the other way. So
No.
never mind then. That statement is not valid anymore.
So
Okay, but But this is a really good plus because like imagine if you don't know how to hold a camera, or I don't know, some people like the style holding one hand with the camera, the other hand doing something else. Then this
Like
image
you?
stabilization
It will help.
Hey man, it's
Yeah,
one
and,
few. It's only a few time I do that. Okay, come on, give me a break.
Yeah, and also this the image stabilizer is best for people using the manual lens like back from the old film time. And also it's also good for your long exposure shooting at night.
Why would you handheld it?
Uh,
A long exposure.
well, when you going out, I just carry around. I just want to take some night check on the street as a snap, but you may not carry your tripod, so this is going to be help you a little bit.
It will help. And one time
Yeah.
I tried to hold my camera like really close and put myself against the wall and force myself for a
Shaking.
minute. Nah, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, if you have
That's
a
right.
long lens, right? I think Ken might already mentioned, but the longer your focal length is, the more stabilization you need. Like the same setting, if you're shooting at 200 millimeter versus at 24 millimeter, you need more stabilization on the longer focal length.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is definitely a decision factor point.
Wait, if I'm shooting with the 55 140 and
Yeah.
on XT4, I should probably get sharper image, right? If I go all the way to 140.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes.
Oh, shoot! Now I'm actually considering upgrading.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Because the rule of thumb is you should shoot 1 over the focal length as your shutter speed. So if you're shooting 150 millimeter, you should be at 1/150th a second at the minimum. But if you have image stabilization, you can go slower. That's a rule of thumb.
Yeah, well, some
Depends
of
how many
the
coffee you
users-
drink, you know. You got a shaky hand like me, then you probably want that.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
depends. But Ken, you were saying
Well,
something?
yes, I was. According to some of the user experience with the image stabilizer, they can handheld shooting like 1 seconds. or maybe-
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I
Up
heard
to
about that.
seconds.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's really
yes. Yeah,
Nice.
that's really good. Yeah.
It's perfect for coffee drinker like me.
good. Yes. Exactly. For shaky hands, and this is a huge decision factor, which is why we picked it as number 1. Also, if you're doing video, it is without question a huge benefit for video.
Oh, yeah,
like if
definitely.
you're vlogging or you're moving with the camera, it's night and day difference. It pretty much eliminates the need for a gimbal if you don't have time to set up a gimbal. It's pretty darn good.
Okay, moving on.
Next point. Number 2 is a larger battery. Jeremy, what do you have to say
Yeah.
about this?
So a lot of people been complaining. Even I was kind of shocked when I first played with XT3. I mean, small battery, gone fast. So in XT4, they make it bigger. In this case, size doesn't matter.
It's-
Well, slightly bigger. It is slightly bigger.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
it double. I mean, it's slightly bigger, but it's kind of double the capacity. So,
Yeah.
which is amazing. I don't have the spec with me, but I forgot how many shots you can take with the new ones now. Do you know, Ken?
Depend on your camera shooting modes. If under the economic mode, you can shoot up to 60. Oh, sorry, 600.
That's a lot.
Yes. And
That-
if
that-
on the boot mode, it's about 350 something.
Do you think that's enough, David?
Oh, that's plenty.
So if you actually get yourself one of those vertical grip and have extra batteries, right? See the size, it is slightly bigger. Can you show that again? I can see it.
Yes, sure. Just
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
slightly.
Now, how about the side? So it's a little bit thicker, it's a little bit taller, and it's also a little bit wider. But definitely not twice the
Yes.
size, but you're getting actually
You got twice the
the
performance.
capacity. Yeah.
Yeah.
So slightly bigger, but actually much better in terms of capacity. Very cool. So, and that makes a big difference, especially if you're out there shooting events or shooting videos. You can avoid changing batteries so quickly, because that was probably one of the biggest complaints for XT3 users, switching batteries. A lot of XT3 photographers, if they're traveling doing landscape, they have like a whole pouch of batteries, and it's a lot of work to switch
That's,
them.
I think photographer complains that much. Mostly, I think it's videographer.
Probably, yeah. Videographer will definitely complain. And also, if you put the grip on this one, the grip can actually put 3 batteries in there. You have 1 in the camera body, and you have 2 in the grip. So you get a load of juice.
That should be enough for
Yeah.
a lot of things.
yeah, that should be enough. Yes.
Yeah. So definitely nice to have larger capacity. So if you plan to shoot out a lot, especially with video, and you don't want to change batteries, this is another decision factor to get the XT4. Next
But
point.
I would never put a grip. I like this small. Well, the next is the size difference. And you will think that, XT1, 2, 3, they have the same body type. A lot of different camera manufacturers does that, But they actually make a different chassis for it. Because you can tell.
Yeah.
On that picture, the green is actually XT3.
Yep.
The blue, the bigger one, is XT4. I mean, it's slightly bigger. I mean, the hand grip is actually extend a little bit further
Yep.
front.
Yep.
So the grip is better.
Yep. Better grip.
See, look at that. It's better grip.
Mhm.
I can't see that. No, I want to see the grip, dude. I can't see the grip.
Should be holding like that.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
he never done this before. You can tell he's reading
No,
this.
there we go. Yes. That angle is how we see the grip.
Yes.
There we go.
There you go.
Yes.
See, it's a little bit bigger, so
Yeah.
it has better grip. So
Yep.
that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I like the fact that they didn't go lazy and just use the old body and cram whatever they want to cram inside.
Yeah.
I like that. They meant to make a good camera. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a tiny little bigger.
Yeah. So dimension-wise, every dimension is a little bit bigger. The grip is larger, the height is a little bit wider, higher, width a little bit higher, depth a little bit higher. Also a little bit heavier.
well, I think the fact
too.
that there's 2 main factors. One is a bigger batteries slot they have
Yeah.
to build.
Mhm.
Second is the IBIS is on top of the sensor, so they
Mhm.
need more space.
Yep.
That's why they need a different body. They can't
Yeah.
have the old body.
Mhm.
Period.
Yeah. So if you look at the dimension, everything is a little bit larger except this dimension here. But in general, it's not that much bigger. Just
I
subtle.
like the fact because they get kind of stay put on their own value, which for Fuji is they want to make smaller camera as possible because the bigger camera is hard to go and shoot. In mind, they don't just think about professional. You know how professional like big. I mean, it is professional because you could drop it and it's weather seal. It is professional enough, but it's small enough that for professional handheld the whole day, it won't hurt.
Yeah.
I remember back then when I was shooting with like the Nikon D800 with the grip and everything, with
Wow,
a
that's
7200 lens. That's heavy, man. For holding
Yeah.
it. Have you ever had like your finger cramp by holding camera too long? I had that all
Yeah,
the
it
time.
is.
Back.
I also get my wrist just a little bit painful by
I know a
holding
lot
the
of photographers
camera.
had like wrist and shoulder problem just because they've been shooting
Yeah.
like 10 years and above, and like the bodies is broken apart by
yeah.
the camera. So
Yeah.
I like that. That's why like when I first learned about mirrorless, not even Fujifilm, but then I kind of like, I'm going for a small camera. I don't freaking care how many features you have this huge camera body. I don't care. It's too heavy.
Yeah.
Well, except the camera body weight, and also it's about Fujifilm also make very good quality and the small lenses. If you
Yeah.
compare with the like Sony, the G Master, see how the size is it.
So the other day I heard a not an ex-photographer, but like a representative from Fuji Australia, and that's one thing I didn't know about that. The reason why they keep making crop sensor rather than full frame is because having a crop sensor, they can make smaller lenses. So
Yes.
it's no point that you have like a small body, but you got freaking huge lens, and it doesn't make sense. And that's why Fujifilm X series stay with crop sensor and maximize the technology of crop sensor because they want to keep the body small as well keeping the lenses small. That I didn't know until he kind of pointed out. I was like, oh wow, that's a good idea.
Yep, that's a really good point. But here, this is the difference is you might want to consider if you have some accessories that fit the XT3, like a small rig or camera rig, it might not fit for the XT4.
Yeah, it probably
right?
won't.
So that's just something to keep in mind that the dimensions are
Unless you
slightly
kind of
different.
Frankenstein yourself something, then that's a different
Right.
story.
So this slight
Well,
difference.
If
yeah.
you Yeah, if you're taking like a videographic where
Yeah.
the cage for the camera is quite convenient. If you
Yes.
put like a microphone on it and
Yes.
monitor and build it like a monster.
Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully those cages still fit. Depending on the brands and how they attach, it might not fit because this camera is slightly bigger. So that's something to keep in mind when you decide to upgrade from an XT3 to an XT4.
And one thing I want to point out, and for those who own the XT3, like they might buy some cages or maybe air brackets. They're not going to fit on the XT4. You have to buy the new one for the XT4.
Yeah, that's kind of given.
Yeah, well, that's a
Yeah,
good
because-
point. That's a point.
Yeah, because on the previous version, like XT2 and XT3, they share the same body. So people keep asking, can I use my XT3 air brackets on
Oh yeah,
the
that's right.
XT4?
The XT2
No.
and XT3 same body. Still don't?
Yeah, no, you can't use the same air brackets on the XT3, both XT4. You have to buy separated.
Yeah, but XT2 and XT3 you can't, right? Because it's the same body.
Well, the dimension are a little bit different, but they're pretty much like 99% same.
So you might have a small gap in between. Okay. You know what?
Yeah.
Why am I talking about XT2? We talk about XT3 and XT4 here. Shut myself up. Okay, moving on.
All right, next slide. Next difference is the LCD monitor.
Yeah,
And
this is the not a huge one.
it's a huge one. Big difference. So what is the
Yeah.
difference, Jeremy?
Well, if you look at the left one, that's the XT3. That's the what it can do, right? Well, actually, look at Ken. Look at Ken. Don't even look at the pictures. That's the screen.
Look at the camera, don't look at me.
Yeah.
That's the
That's the
thing. Look at
XT3
you.
right there. So
That's
Ken's got the
XT3.
XT3.
So
and
you
that's
can
as much
go
as the
tilt like
flip out.
that, and also can you tilt the other way?
Yeah,
Horizontal.
sure. Upside down?
Yeah. So it's two way. Either you tilt,
Yep.
that, and also the other way, up. So
Yep.
that's a free way you can basically tilt the XT3 screen, which is okay enough for photography,
Yep.
right?
So for portrait shooting.
The portrait shooting is kind of cool. When I first played with it, it's like, oh, I can actually go low with portrait mode. Seriously, that's cool.
Yep.
But that XT4, hey, synchronize, dude.
Delay.
Wow. XT4.
I'll game that like the whole 180.
Yep.
I mean,
180.
the two part of it. Yeah, the two part is it 190 or 180?
It's
Anyway.
180.
180.
Yeah.
So that you
Yep.
can do whatever you want with it now, like
Yeah. And then
pretty much.
show how to shoot a top angle, low angles. That's for low angle. That's a shooting top angle, right? And then you
Yep.
you can also flip it back behind the screen like a normal
And protect the screen.
yeah,
So that's
And
a
you can
plus.
use it like a lawnmower.
normal camera, right? And then when you travel, you can also
Yeah.
flip around to protect the screen as well.
Yep.
Yep, and it covers that. So I think
So
the
that's
LCD
that's a
is
big purpose.
huge
Big plus.
Yes, that
I mean,
is
I don't know about you. I mean, I have so many cameras that LCD is all scratch up.
But
So-
is it? But to me, I still prefer the XT3 flip screen design because
what?
when used, yes, to me, yes, for photography, yes, because
Ah.
when you're shooting in a portrait mode,
Yes.
yeah, on the XT4 like this, you
Yeah.
have to flip your screen down, right?
Yes.
Then if you tripod it on it,
Oh.
if you put a tripod on it,
Well, I
flip
think
screen
when
maybe
they
not.
created this LCD, they don't think about it as for photography. It's thinking for videographer.
I think
yeah,
so.
but
I think
to
that's
me,
what they
the
mean.
XT3 is quite similar. Like that's even I put on a tripod at a portrait mode, still can
Oh.
just easily to fill it up, like
Yeah. That's
shooting
true.
downstairs.
Because XT3 is thinking for photography, while XT4 is a hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the
Yeah,
difference.
it's kind of.
But this is like a personal preference type thing. I think it's not like which is better. It's like how do you use the camera? Do you
Right.
always shoot in portrait mode? I mean, you're a portrait and fashion photographer, so you do portrait mode all the time. That makes sense. But do you think landscape people do that? No, landscape people probably have horizontal picture most of the time. And also, you don't shoot. If you're a videographer, you don't should pick video vertically. So
For videographers,
That'll
you actually
mess it
need the
out.
flip out screen to do vlogging, right? You need to selfies. So the flip out
Yes,
screen,
that's
the
true.
180
That's true.
is
Yeah.
it's impossible to do with the XT3. So if you're vlogging, the XT4 is the only option to see yourself.
Yes, true. Or like some of the user, they going to buy like a
External monitor.
tiny mirror. Yeah, well, some of them will
Yeah.
using the extra monitor. Some of them is like by a reflector mirror. Just put it on a hop shoe size.
Yeah.
You can see it yourself when
Yeah.
you flip up your screen.
Right.
Mm.
So there are options, but for the convenience of a nice flip out screen, definitely for videography, XT4 no question about it. But if you're doing portrait photography and you're always on a tripod, you don't need the image stabilization, then maybe the XT3 is a better option because like Ken said, it has a flip out screen that's perfect for portrait mode that still works with the tripod mount.
Yes, true.
Cool. Next point.
Okay, next point.
All right, number 5, the shutter unit and continuous shooting. What?
This one I'm not too sure about. Ken might have more information than I do.
Okay.
I know they have a new shutter that has a longer lifespan. That's all I know, but that's all I know.
Well, according to the Fujifilm announcement, that the XT4 had a new design of the shutter of the shutter. They will be like is it 30,000 or 3 million? Well, it's just
it's
about 10 times more than the XT3.
Yeah, it
So
says
it's
on
a
the
100
statement.
times. Yes. Yeah, it's on the statement. Yes.
So basically, it's better hardware. It can withstand more actuation, and it's quieter and it's faster. So
Yes, true.
Yeah.
everything
And
is
longer life.
longer life. So rated for a higher number of actuation. So definitely,
Because the shutter cam, not many people care about that, so that's why not much information out there. But it is a new different thing that XT4 is different than XT3.
yeah. So
Yeah,
everything
neither
about
do
this is
I don't
better.
care about the shutter time. Yeah, I don't even care about the shutter count.
No, me
So-
neither. Actually, some do. Some when they
Yes,
purchase
some-
it, they think they will use the camera for a year, so they want to make sure that it has life. Like 5 years later, I mean, I can still shoot it, and it will not lose the shutter cam. So to them, the shutter cam means that how long the camera can survive.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
well, to the to the single lens refractor camera design.
That's why I can't wait till if
Yeah.
Fuji ever move to global shutter. And they were like, shutter? What shutter
Yeah.
cam? There's no shutter cam.
yep.
Yeah, that's something they're planning to do.
I know, I can't wait. That's gonna change it a lot. That's gonna
Yep.
change everything.
Cool. But for this,
Well,
everything
save
is
some money.
yeah. All right. So for this point, everything is better about the XT4. If you want a faster shutter, a shutter with more life, and a quieter shutter, XT4 all the way. Next point, autofocus software. So XT4 basically has new algorithms and better hardware for autofocusing. Is that right, Jeremy?
Yes, it's faster and more accurate, but then this is software. So eventually they will give it to XT3 too. Just FYI. Did they
Yeah,
already have that update yet or not yet?
Well, there was a Kaizen firmware upgrade for the XT3. As I know, that's what original base scheduled at the April, but due to the virus situation right now, everything has been postponed.
Okay.
Yes, and well, the XT30 got the firmware update like a month or maybe 2 months ago. Well, that upgrade had huge improve of the low light AF and also the AF speed.
What, you telling me
So-
the XT30 has it before XT3?
Yes,
That is a little bit BD
What?
right there, man. That's not fair.
yes, but to me, I think Fujifilm may put the firmware on the XT3 is something like a user try out before they make a better firmware on the XT3.
All right. I give them that. I mean, I don't want something half-assed, so yes, I'm okay
Yeah.
with that.
So, to my opinion, and I'm sure that the XT3, the AF speed, and also the low light AF will going to be, I wouldn't say it's 100% same with the XT4, but I would say like 90% will going to be the synchronized.
Oh, so XT4 regardless will have better focusing then.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Yes.
That's good to know, David. Right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and also one thing about the Fujifilm is they always put the new AF on the new coming out camera. For example, the XT3 is a little bit earlier than the XT30, right?
Mhm.
And when the XT30 put out, the AF speed and also some of the camera setting performance is better than the XT3.
I know. I heard about that, and I was like, wait a minute. I thought XT3 supposed to be like higher upgrade. I mean, how come the XT30 has something better? I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Yes, because they always put some new firmware trial on the new model cameras. But after the people like reporting from us, the export photographer, like or maybe some end user from the internet or maybe globally, they will collect all the opinions, and then they will make a better version of the software or the firmware for the XT3 or maybe the other upcoming model cameras.
Okay. Well, that's the plan. Then it
Yep.
is what it is.
But at least now, at the current time, the XT4 has a better autofocus and better algorithm than the XT3, right?
Yes.
All right. So
And also, yes. And also, there's I know that many people is talking about the film simulation on the XT3 and the XT4, especially with the casting negative, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Which
yes.
is the eternal
And-
bleach bypass, right? The
Well,
film
eternal
simulator.
breach bypass. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that one is for XT4 for now.
Yeah.
But from the software in the earlier time on the Capture One, somehow they got a one version upgrade, and they unlock the casting negative on the XT3, which means that will mostly possibly that the XT3 also get the same simulation.
Yep. Yeah.
we're
I'm sure-
not that point yet. You're too
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
we're just about we're talking about autofocus, but software is kind of
yeah.
the thing. But yeah,
Stay
autofocus.
on point, Cam.
So to wrap it up,
Anyway.
autofocus XT4 is gonna be better at the algorithm and the hardware.
Well,
For
for
the
those who
hardware,
don't
the
know,
software.
if you read on the lower paragraph, so supposedly currently right now, the
Yes.
fastest focusing camera is
Yeah.
the Sony's A6600, which is claimed to be 0.02 second to track and lock onto the subject. The XT4 does the same thing,
Nice.
as well as I think X Pro 3 and also eventually XT3 too, hopefully.
Well,
So,
that's
but
eventually. We don't know until they release the
Well,
firmware.
X3 already have a better AF than
I know that. That's why.
Just be patient. I'm sure that the Fujifilm will have the Kaizen firmware released for the XT3, and that, well, every time when the Fujifilm release the Kaizen, that's what they call the name, firmware, your camera will be like a reborn.
I know.
It's look like feel like a brand new camera.
Is that
That's
Kaizen?
why I say Fuji.
Like the Japanese word
Yeah,
Kaizen.
Kaizen, that's Japanese
Kaizen
word.
is never
Yes.
ending improvement.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
wow, you did your research,
Yes.
didn't you?
Well, I used to work for Toyota, a Japanese company, and we always
Oh.
have the Kaizen model when we work on
Kaizen.
anything. It's always Kaizen.
Yeah, that's why Fujifilm have been came is they are really making photography cameras industry.
Let's see.
They really listen to the user. They really
They do, they
making
do,
the camera
they
on focusing on photography more than just technical.
Yeah, I had talked to someone in the wedding industry about Fuji's, and they said that Fuji never listened to us. I said, well, think about this. Wedding photography is not the only genre of photography in the world. So there's a lot of like street photographies, landscape, and all that. So you just have to wait for your turn, eventually get there. And also wedding photography is not the biggest photography in the world either. It's always street photography and landscape. Those are the two biggest. So I asked a wedding photographer, we should not think too highly of ourselves. We just more.
Well, they still listen. They will improve.
Yep.
But anyway, I know a lot of wedding photographers slowly migrate to Fuji just because of the size and also the focus and also the way the film simulation works. So we will talk about that later. But
Yep. All
that's
right.
something else.
Next
Moving
point. Number 7. Now we're talking about the image quality
Yeah, well,
settings
we could skip
and
that.
the
Thanks.
film simulation. Right. So
Yeah,
Jeremy,
but we're one step ahead.
Now that can't handle this one. He kind of opened the box already on that one.
Okay. So every people know that Fujifilm is the start making the film at the very beginning. Because
He didn't know. I told him that. He didn't.
I didn't
told
know.
him.
I learned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, it's okay. Yeah, they have about 18 years experience of the making film, so they're
Wow.
quite experienced on the color profile. So you know that due to the digital cameras age started like year 2000,
Mhm.
yes, the people still shooting like a frame, and the digital they still picking which one they go to. But well, then when the years come by, and then well, everyone eventually will switch to the digital cameras, and the people is starting shooting like oh, I want to get the film color, but I have to edit it inside like a Photoshop or maybe some other retouching software.
Editor, yeah.
Yeah. And then until the 2012, the Fujifilm released the first mirrorless camera, the X100, and also the Expo One. Then they start putting back their Fujifilm color inside the digital camera. That's the game changer.
Definitely.
Nice.
So this is one thing that I think most of the other camera manufacturers don't do is put in their film that they've created before, the color profile back into the digital camera.
Yep.
And I think Fuji is probably one of them to do it. And this is special
And I
about
think- Yeah, and on the market, that every camera brand you know about, there's none of them is making the film in the early.
I told him that too.
Yes, the Fujifilm is the only one they did the film, and also now they're doing the digital cameras.
See, David, I'm telling the truth, and you call me a liar.
I didn't call you a liar. I just needed verification. I just needed a second source of truth.
Yeah, have you ever heard about Canon had a film? No. Nikon
No.
had a film? No.
No.
Yes. Leica had a film? No. Sony had a film? No. Fujifilm? Yes.
So that's why their brand is Fujifilm.
Yes. And I also still have the film here. Wow.
And they still
have
do
new one.
Insta pics. They still have film for that too.
Yeah, they make a lot of Instagrams. I mean, not Instagram.
Instagram?
Sorry.
What?
Instant films.
Insta pic. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a bunch of those, but
So basically, this point here just says that the XT4 has the internal bleach bypass, which is the newest film
it's
simulator.
a brand new.
That's not
It's
in the
brand new.
XT3. So if this is a simulator mode that you like, and you can see the effect here, how it turns this from a natural image to this, it's like a high contrast, slightly desaturated look. It looks fantastic in my opinion. If this is a look you like, well, you can't get it unless you have the XT4, right?
Yeah.
Well, to my,
Well, for
to my-
now.
for now, maybe. Yeah, to my opinion, the bridge bypass is pretty good for videographic use. It's kind of like the f-log with a high
I
contrast.
know. That's one thing that I wanted to shoot with the XT3 and XT4 because once I'm done with the video, I can actually apply those film simulator on it. I don't have to do any kind of color grading. It looks good already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but on the well, if you put it on the photographic, especially on the portraits, that's not a good one. I tried it. I can showcase you later.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So it's still personal
Yeah.
preference. I think it looks refreshing on a photograph. I feel like this is very unique in that it will stand out in a magazine because we've seen something like this already a lot in a magazine. It looks very contrasty, it looks very vibrant and saturated with colors. But now this is a new look. So in my opinion, I think the internal bleach bypass looks great both in video and photo, but personal preference, right? But if you want it, you have to get the XT4
Definitely.
because you can't get it in XT3 at least for now.
Or
Next
maybe
point.
the GFX 100.
GFX 100 has it too, but that's medium format, and
Yeah.
that's this topic for a different day. Number 8
Yes.
that the XT4 has over the XT3 is video recording capability. Mainly the slow motion, right? Because both cameras can record 4K up to 60 frames per second, but the XT4 has a maximum frame rate of 240 frames per second at 1080p, which is equivalent to doing a 10x slow motion, whereas the XT3 can only do 120 frames per second at 1080p, which is equivalent of 5x slow motion. And a bunch of other mode, but I'll save that for Jeremy. Jeremy, what else do you want to say about the video recording features of the XT4?
Are you throwing me under the bus again? You know I'm not a videographer. What do I know about video?
Because you wrote this, and you could talk about the dual memory card, the F-Log exists.
Well, yeah. Well, here's a couple of new features for the video recording.
Yep.
One is it has super slow motion mode. which
Yep.
is 240 frames per second, and while the XT3 can only do 120.
Yep.
And also it has, I think you can basically do a dual card, right?
And
Dual card
writes
recording.
video to both cards at the same time. So you have a backup.
Yes.
Every time you record anything, you always have a backup because you never know when your memory card goes bad, especially at a professional wedding shoot or a once in a lifetime event where you cannot say, stop, action, repeat, right?
Does that happen to you before?
Oh yeah, bride walks down the aisle. Oh shoot, yeah, we can't redo
Can you do it
that.
again?
You can't.
It's
yeah.
kind of like TikTok.
Yeah, can you guys walk back to the aisle and then can walk
Well,
back again?
the worst thing is you don't know until you get home and you try to read the memory card and your memory card is corrupted. That's the worst part. You can't even ask them to redo
Oh.
it because the day is over. They're already in their bed having their honeymoon. And
Just
that's
go. I was
too
like,
much
can you have your
information.
wedding one more time so I can record it?
Yeah, pay for it. Pay for the entire wedding again, then they'll do it again. But anyway, a video recording feature. Anything you want to add with that, Ken?
I think
About-
it has a F-Log assist preview or something. I
Yeah,
forgot what. Yeah,
So-
something like that.
yeah. F-Log assist is
Okay.
great.
So
Be-
I can go you to show you a little bit about the
Sure.
camera inside.
Oh, look, Ken's getting fancy. He's demonstrating the XT4 menu for us.
Yes, and here you can see the 4K video out of Full HD, like
Yep.
you mentioned
Mhm.
about.
Yep.
Yeah, and also the IPs.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
In-body image stabilization and optical image stabilization and image stabilization burst
What does
mode.
Zebra
Boost.
do? Zebra. I never know what
Zebras.
Zebra does.
Focusing.
Yeah, for
It helps you with
this,
focus. So
uh,
when things are in focus, you see zebra stripes. That's when you know.
Oh,
Wait, is that for
was it.
focusing or for exposure? I forgot. Zebra is for exposure, or is it for
I
focusing?
think it's for focusing.
Okay.
I think it's for focusing. I'm not really good at well, you know, I'm a photographer. I'm not a videographer.
We're ex-photographer, not ex-videographer, okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
And you can see the 4K output here.
Yes. Yep.
Video mode. The
Yep.
4K. Well,
Yeah,
this
they-
can up to
Yeah. They have a higher bit rate
Cute.
for video.
Oh, yeah. They do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And if you go down to the Full HD, it can go to let me see. Is it high speed here? You can go up to 240.
Yep. Wait, 240? Why is this only 8x slow motion? I thought it was 10x. Or did Jeremy lie again?
No,
What?
the Tannic
What you
is
just said?
Nothing. Wait, can you prove that Jeremy is wrong again?
I think it
There's a
can-
240 right there. Wait, no.
Yeah, it is 240, but 240 says 8x. It should be 10x.
I'm not quite
Well, okay,
familiar
so
to the
240
video shooting.
divided by 30 is what, 8? What's 240
Does it
divided
become
by 30?
shooting? No.
240 divided by 30 is 8. That's why. So I don't know where you came up with 10x, Jeremy. It's only 8x.
Oh, well, me and my good Asian math.
Oh, I guess we can give you an extra because even if you record at normal 30 frames per second, people can still slow it down. But I don't know.
Still
Anyway.
240, yeah.
Anyway, I mean 240 frames per second. It is what it is. You can slow that down.
It is slow
to
enough,
8
okay?
times if you want to go to 30
Yeah.
frames per second equivalent.
It is damn
Yeah.
slow.
Yep. Cool. Very cool.
Yeah, 4K output. And you can see the film simulation. You can use it
Yep.
on your video shooting. That's
Yeah. But you can do
That's
this in
the people
XT3
like it.
as well, right?
Yes, I can put in a XT3 in a
No, we
in a
don't
minute.
need to. We don't need to. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
no
that's
problem.
good.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you, Ken. So basically, whoops. So basically, video recording features, you got nice upgrades with the XT4. If you're a videographer, I am a videographer, I would say without a doubt, XT4 is a worthy upgrade. And if you don't have either one, definitely get the XT4 because the flip out screen, the in-body image stabilization, and the better recording capabilities makes XT4 a better choice for videographers. All right, moving on to point number 9. is the menu. Jeremy, what about the menu are we talking about?
So they actually separate the still and video menu. So for easy access, for if you're actually just doing video, you don't have to go for all that fuss about all the photo features and just go into your video features. So they separate that, which is a very good thing in my book. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't want
it
to go through all the video features while trying to set up my camera. So that's
Yeah.
nice. And then I think they also added a movie optimized control, which is like a touchscreen thing that when you're doing video, you can control your exposure and whatnot on screen rather than go into menu. So
Right.
these two things new that XT3 don't have.
Yes, and as a videographer, I love the touchscreen to control the menu, the settings
Focusing.
via the touchscreen.
I think you can focus. You can touch focus as well.
Yeah, yeah. Because if you need to do the buttons or dials, it adds noise, and you don't want it to add noise when you're recording video. And the menu itself, I love the fact that once you switch context to stills or video, it stays in that context so that all the setting applies to whatever context you want. Like if you're doing video, you go to video menu, and everything in the menu is related to video.
Here.
Oh, he's got something to show you. Yes.
Yeah. So here is the switch button
Yep.
from the still to the video.
Yep.
Yep.
Very simple. And by switching
Yeah.
those two, it switches all
You
the
have
menu.
you have a different menu when you open it.
Yeah.
Very
Just
cool.
like what I showcased. Yeah. And on the XT3, you will see there's the menu is going to be like sorry.
You black out
The
again.
menu will be sorry man. So the menu on the XT3 there will be video and also the photography
All mixed
setting on the
together.
same page.
Yeah, it's all mixed.
They all mixed together. Sorry.
Which is okay, because to me, I don't really go to menu much.
Yeah.
All the stuff that I need is outside from Fuji anyway. So
Well, for me as a videographer, I use a lot of menus for video because when you,
yeah, sorry.
when you are using video,
Right.
you're always figuring out the frame rate. You're always talking about the file format, the compression, the
yeah, that's the XT3 menu right here. We see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's XT3. Yes.
Yeah. So everything's kind of all
So-
rolled into one. So
Yep.
it's nice to be able to have the stills and video menu separately, and it's as easy as flipping the dial right on top right here. Okay, cool. Moving
Yeah, because
on.
on the XT3, if you're going to shoot on the video, you have to change your dial from here,
Oh.
from the middle to all
Yeah.
the way back
Yeah,
to
to
the,
the end.
Oh,
to the
okay.
end. So
this is-
that's
this is-
what way more easier for the XT4, just one click.
Boom. Cool.
Mhm.
All right. And moving on to the final point, number
Which
10.
is the important one. The
It's
price.
one of the biggest point because unless you have unlimited budget, price is always a factor. And what do we know about the price, Jeremy?
Well, if you guys follow our last video, we talked about something. What did we talk about last time?
Talked about XT3. Oh, we talked about XT4. Oh wait, we talked about the top 5
Oh, yeah, top
mirrorless
5.
cameras
Right.
under $1,000.
So currently the price of XT3 dropped like crazy, like $500 off. So it's like 999, like call it $1,000, and you got a body already. And
Right.
the XT4 currently right now it's cost around $1,700. So that's a
Huge
huge
difference.
price difference.
Yes.
So that's where I think that's where kind of break a decision. Like, okay, which one to go with? Because
Yeah.
it really
Yeah.
need videographer type of features, then the XT4 definitely a must.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're shooting, if you
still.
have coffee hands, then you probably want the IBIS, right? But that
Yeah,
if your
or the
pocket
Rolex.
don't have the extra $500 or more,
It's
then
a
you probably
lot
go
more.
with XT3. I know it's like almost half price.
If you add tax on it, it is half price. If you have 10% tax on it,
Oh yeah, that's right, huh?
Yeah.
It is.
it
is,
half
so-
price.
So XT4 is double the price almost. So that's
Almost.
that's why I put it last.
But it's an
Well,
important
actually,
factor.
Yeah, but to me, if you just shooting still and the image stabilizer is really just something you're going to need, then you have to go to XT4. But
Like I
picture
said,
quality
only if you
is-
shoot it
yeah.
with one hand all the time. You suppose hold that with your whole body and stabilize,
Yes.
and it doesn't matter. And you know how your
Because-
safety shutter is,
Yes.
then you're fine too.
Because the the core inside the XT3 and also the XT4, they're sharing the same technology, this X-Trans4 sensor. And also one thing that I mentioned about is the XT3 still haven't get the Kaizen firmware released yet. So I will say after the update, except the hardware parts, that's gonna be like 90% same software inside. I'm not quite sure for the film simulation yet, but the AF and also the low light AF definitely will going to be improved.
That's true.
Very cool.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
when you
XT3
buy,
has a lot of
when you're
life.
saying that if you go with the XT3,
Yep.
give it some time that Fuji will come up with a new firmware that will entirely update and upgrade the whole software part of it, and then you will have 90% of the feature as XT4
For photography.
for photography. Yes.
Mm.
Okay,
I'm not
so
sure about the video. Maybe they will update a little bit,
Well, but
like
you can.
dual cut
yeah,
recording.
but the video features on the XT4 is not the software. It's mostly the button on top, the LCD, and IBIS. I mean,
Yeah.
IBIS and all
IBIS.
that.
No, no, that the hardware is like the dial. I mean,
Yeah.
inside the menu, the software like dual cut recording, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe maybe the 4K 60 flip, or maybe the
Maybe.
1080p.
Okay. That's
Yes,
That could be
That's some
nice.
software
Because they do
that
have
could
the
be
same
nice.
sensor and same processor, right?
Yeah,
So
that could be
technically-
nice.
that's the software things. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not guarantee anything that they will have the same. But I assume, or maybe I'm guessing, maybe.
Right. Yeah. I
All
mean,
right, so-
there's no guarantee, and it might be a business strategy for Fuji
So
to maybe
don't
not release
poll us
it.
on that, people. If
Yeah.
you're watching this,
Yes.
don't buy. Say, hey man, Ken said that, or David said that.
No,
Never say it.
No, I just I just said maybe. I'm not guaranteeing.
That's why I keep my mouth shut. I don't say
Yeah.
nothing.
We got a quick
But
comment
the AF, yeah.
from Tony
sure.
Lopez. Just says, "Hey guys, hello Tony," because he was here on our last stream as well. And Tony also
Yeah.
said, "Whoa, I missed a lot." So yeah,
Wait, Tony,
Oh,
don't worry. You
confirm
can
there
always
is a
watch
replay.
it.
yeah. Watch the replay. But basically,
Because
we talked
I'm not
about
gonna go
10
back
features.
to point one for you.
Yeah, we had a really good discussion with Ken as well as Jeremy, both seasoned photographers, both Canon, Fujifilm ambassador, aka ex
That
photographers.
is so wrong in so many levels.
Dude, I caught myself. Anyway, the last point that is a break or make
price.
between the XT3 and XT4 is the price. So if price is a factor, then XT3, unless you're doing video, in that regards, you probably want to go for the XT4 because it has better hardware support for video. All right, well, those are
Yep.
our 10 points. You want to wrap it up, Jeremy or Ken? Any extra thoughts here?
Oh, perfect point. Tony's asking, how about the new Fuji 50 1.0?
What?
You know something about that, right, Ken?
Well, actually, I have received something new, so I'm trying now. But under some thing agreement, I couldn't show you and tell you much about it. But I'm going to show you this on the next video.
Okay, so Tony,
it's a teaser.
come back for the Waze next video then.
Wow.
Sorry, couldn't get an answer for you.
So, I mean, there is one fact in there that Ken leaked is that there is a Fujifilm 50mm 1.0, right? Is that a leak?
He
Is
won't
it-
say it. He can't say it.
You can't say that either.
I can only say it's a new lens, and this yes, and well, actually that new lens is quite impressive when I try it out.
Oh, let's just say that I'm so glad that I never get myself that 56mm 1.2. Because for once, not something that I want, but this one here is different. So we'll talk about 1.0.
All right, so we don't want to break any non-disclosure agreement, so we're not going to put Ken under the pressure, under the bus for this. But he's doing his research, he's playing with a new lens, new technology, whatever it is, and just stay tuned because he's definitely going to share it with you guys, and he's going to share it on this platform. So make sure you follow and subscribe so you always get an update on when that live comes out, and you can interact with us and get the first impression from the man himself, Ken.
Yes.
Cool. Very good question, Tony, and very
Tony said
good
just rub
responses,
your ear
guys.
for yes. Here.
Yes. The lens should be on the
Yes.
market very soon.
Ooh,
I
whatever
heard
lens he's
it's
talking
next
about.
month.
No, we're not gonna pressure him to give any details.
Well, I don't know exactly the release date, but I also read the rumors on the internet. It's pretty much like that.
Oh wait, we got a new comment from Fuji Woomers.
Oh, Fuji Rumor! Happy to heat it performs great. Happy to hear it performs great.
Is it
Cool.
Patrick over there? Hi.
Hey, Fuji Rumors, thank you for stopping by. We're excited to have you watch our channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video and follow us on Pixel Stabbers as well. We should stop by Fuji Rumors as well. We always go to
We
your
definitely
website.
will.
We always go to your website, but we forgot that you guys have a YouTube channel as well. Very cool. Elbow, cough, cough. Oh,
Ooh.
Fuji Rumor has threw a leak. Is this official, unofficial? What is this?
Well, I don't know. I can't say.
Oh, his audio is breaking out on purpose, because he can't. Yep. We don't know for sure.
Wait, are
but
you using our channel to leak information? Is that what you're doing?
Canon Fuji Rumor's leaking information to our channel. Pretty cool. Yep. All right. Well,
All right, I think that's kind of wrap it up, right?
That, to me, I think it has a good wrap. We talked about the 10 differences between XT3, XT4, as well as the similarity, and why you should upgrade to XT4 if those are a factor for you. Anything else you want to say, Ken, to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Yes. There's many people comparing about the XT3 and XT4, that which one they want to buy.
Audio is kind of breaking up.
Your audio is bad.
Is it back?
It sounds like you are Darth Vader having a cold.
I am your father.
How about now? Is it? Still something wrong?
Yeah, it's something is
Yeah.
wrong.
You know what? That's a sign. That's a sign say, hey, signing out.
We're signing out. We'll save your thought for next time, Ken.
Yeah,
You
save
shared
your
a
voice,
lot.
Ken. Save your voice. We will talk about that new lens that you're playing around next time. All right. So stay tuned. Subscribe if you want to know about the new lens that he's playing around with.
All right, but with that, we wish you all a healthy night. Oh, have a great night. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Subscribe, like, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Hey, bye-bye.
Signing out. Ending stream. Signing out on all of our streams. All right. Bye.